for High Point. Number 1 in white there. Lofts over to Jayden House. Now underneath is Unibor. Goes block to block, and it's through Rob Peterson III's legs. Quick turnover and some quick transition now for Furman. Jalen Slauson dumps down baseline, and a hard foul by Manny Izunibor. We'll send Mike Bothwell to the free throw line.
Not the start you wanted for High Point, Darren. A poor turnover on one end, and that's something that, you know, High Point struggled with even against Chowan on Saturday. Just some clean play to start the basketball game. Wasn't clean there, and now Bothwell at the free throw line, a dangerous player on the Furman side.
82% free throw shooter, can't hit on the first. We talked about or mentioned that overtime win at Louisville. Bothwell had 30 points to lead his team over the Cardinals at the KFC Yum Center. Hits the tail end. And Harris, that was the first November loss in quite some time for Louisville. They had won 59 straight in the month of November, including 46 there at their home venue.
It just goes to show that this Furman team is for real. And you look at their schedule, they got one of the harder non-conference schedules in their conference. They're of the Southern Conference.
Right with the mid-range, it rattles off. Rebound goes down to Slauson. And the Paladins will slow things down.
One of the big things that Tubby Smith just did was bring Alex Holt into the game after Manny Izunibor committed that foul. So a short leash on Izunibor here to start.
Alex Holt, career-high 17 points last time out for High Point. Tough bucket there. Bothwell bodies into his defender Peterson and gets the friendly roll.
And he averages 18 a game, so he's off to a good start here. He's got the height. He's going to play some physical basketball down low, and he proves it right there.
Rob Peterson III. Helped out by John Michael right there. A lot of space for him to fire the three, and it rolls off. No good, but a foul will keep it underneath the basket. That's charged to Marcus Foster, number 5 there of Furman.
Too much pushing right there by Marcus Foster, but I like to take from John Michael Wright. You want your best scorer to get your team on the board first, and he was doing a nice job there buying some time. So let's see what they run out of the inbound play here.
Wright's a 45% three-point shooter this season. He was 3 of 4 from beyond the arc against Chowan on Saturday. Into Holt. Little baby hook from about 10 feet. Slides off the rim for Holt. Transition for Furman. They don't have numbers, so they'll kick back out. Foster. And a 3 fired up. A late box out there by Holt. And a foul. So Jalen Slauson will get 3 free throws.
Interesting situation for Tubby Smith here, Darren. You know, Manny Izunibor commits 1 foul early. Alex Holt comes in. And you could say right there, another silly foul committed by a High Point big. Probably playing out of position, defending up top. And it's going to send another Furman player to the line in Slauson for 3 shots.
Slauson 80% on the year. Foul trouble in the post, something Tubby Smith and company can ill afford. Got Caden Sanchez out with an ankle, and here's another look at it.
Yeah, just too much of a reach right there by Alex Holt. There was some separation there, and it was a good take by Slauson, and Holt just jammed the arm down, got called for the foul.
Slauson gets the final. That makes it 6-0 in favor of the Paladins. High Point searching for its first basket. Right to Peterson. Now Jayden House. Head fake on the step back, lost his handle. And that is stolen away briefly, but good hands by John Michael Wright to get shared possession. The jump ball does give it to Furman.
You watch that last play with Rob Peterson III trying to set a screen for John Michael Wright, and the Furman defense really pushing up, had nowhere to go. And you see Tubby Smith on your screen right there, the 4th-year head coach at High Point, looking to figure out his offense. No points on the board yet, about 2.5 minutes in.
They only had 3 at the first media break against Division II Chowan on Saturday. Now, they hadn't surrendered any points. They led 3-0 over 4 minutes in. There's another 3-pointer dialed up from the corner by Furman. Holt scrambling for the rebound. It ends up with the Paladins.
Little miscommunication right there. Another just extra touch that High Point couldn't grab.
Foster spins away from the double team and drops it in with his right.
That was silky, Darren. Foster right there on the spin move, and the lane was wide open for Foster, so why not take that? What a great play.
His first basket, it's now 8-0 Furman, and Slauson got a hand in there, nearly took it away from Holt. Peterson on the lay-in, can't make good. Hunter poked away from behind. Nice play by Zach Austin to regain possession. Wright's gonna push the tempo, down on the block. Against contact, can't hit the layup. Second chance is short and off the front side of the iron.
It's a tough start right now. They just can't get anything to go, and even on a second chance board, John Michael Wright couldn't finish. You know, High Point trying to get into some scoring areas here. They just haven't done anything with it.
Down into the corner, a pro hop into the lane, and it's served up short by Bothwell. Jaden House in transition through contact, somehow got free enough to put up a layup attempt. Bothwell will be charged with the personal, and Jaden House goes to the line.
Foul there on Furman, but I like what Jaden House did there. He didn't slow up the offense. He tried to attack the rim quickly. It was a good read, and he's at the line.
Bob Ritchie there in the shot prior. 50-year head coach of the Paladins.
Good job by House right there to attack the lane. And Furman's playing some physical defense in the lane. High Point just struggling to find those nooks and crannies on the offensive side. So the best thing for them to do is just to draw some contact and find points from the free throw line.
Izunabor back in favor of Alex Holt for High Point, as House goes 1 for 2 in the trip, a 60% shooter on the season. High Point on the board, though down 7. Slauson backing down Izunabor and forced to miss. Seems to be a focal point early on for Furman, getting in on the bigs of High Point and getting them in foul trouble.
Yeah, most of the time, High Point's danger on defense is allowing the three-point shot, but Furman keeps attacking, and you know they got 4 of their points off of free throws, so High Point pretty much making good so far. Just got to get on the board on offense.
Izunabor face up, tries the mid-range, it rattles off. Slauson goes underneath. This is Garrett's Worth against Division II Chowan on Saturday. High Point also started just 1 for 6. They went on to win that 90-60. Zach Austin pulls up the 3 and it drops in. First made basket from the field for High Point.
That's exactly what you wanted on the High Point side on offense. You needed someone to just pull up and fire away. And Zach Austin had the height advantage on that wing and was able to fire away and knock it down. Big shot.
Was 1 for 2 from deep on Saturday, 31% on the season. Conley Garrison gives to the high post, now down to the corner, and Alex Hunter can't cash in.
A couple times in the corner now, High Point defending well on that part of the floor.
Peterson in transition with his left is bumped on his way to the rim. And there'll be a couple of free throws for Rob Peterson III.
You like that take from RP3, but watch this take from Zach Austin. One dribble off the screen, fires away from deep, and that's going to be a big shot for High Point to try and stay in this basketball game. Get a guy like Austin to just give you a little more offensive production. You know, obviously he's been in double figures a lot in all games that he's played this season, but you just want a little more out of Zach Austin to give you an extra lift, especially against a team like Furman.
Peterson, no good on the first, 58% on the season entering tonight. This is sort of a no stats all-star for Tubby Smith and his staff. There's a lot of the intangible things, sometimes the tangible that you can't gain stats for as he goes 0 for 2 in the trip. Battled injuries last year. High Point bench wanted a walk there at the top of the key from Bothwell. He in a handoff, Bothwell down in the corner. Conley Garrison's 3 skips over the cylinder. Another board for Zach Austin. Good eyes ahead. And a pass tipped away out of bounds. A rare miscue for John Michael Wright, but it stays with High Point.
You don't see that often from John Michael Wright, Darren. That's a dangerous pass right there. They did have numbers, and Jaden House was calling for the basketball, but in a dangerous area. Good defense again by Furman. And now let's see what High Point could generate on the offensive side. Bringing Bryant Randleman here, and you'd expect him to run the floor along with JMW.
Randleman started 29 games as a freshman, has taken a liking to this off-the-bench role this season. Number 5 there, top of the circle in white. Azunabor wide open and hammers it down with 2 hands.
That's a perfect roll-off by Azunabor right there. He didn't wait to body the body. He just went straight to the paint, and a good find by John Michael Wright to bounce off the screen. That's a really nice pick-and-roll play, and a good finish by Manny.
Brings it within a score. Just a 2-point game here early on at the Quabain Center. Bothwell against Azunabor. Doesn't get it to fall, too strong. Back out for the second chance 3, back iron, House the rebound. Pushing tempo. Randleman bumped in midair and softly puts it in off the window.
Starts with a good transition move by Jaden House. A quick little spin move after getting that rebound on a good box out. Gave High Point some numbers off the floor, and Randleman able to finish.
Furman scoreless in the last 4 minutes or so, but Alex Williams with the tray.
57% shooter on the season, now 6 of 11 from deep. So when he gets his opportunities from deep, he's gonna take them. Matter of time until he got on the board from beyond the arc.
Azunabor down on the post, works back out, perimeter for High Point. House a hop in the lane. Off the rim. And Furman now working. Down into the corner, Williams, short on the layup. Second chance here. Swatted away by Austin, but another follow, and Hien puts it in.
Hien in perfect position right there. Blocked on the first play, but doesn't easily give up there. Good follow-up by Hien, and he's got all day. Nobody boxing him out right in the paint around that restricted area. And that's another area. But if he struggles early, don't be surprised if he gets taken out. You're looking for instant offense from him.
Looking for Wright cutting there. He stopped in the lane. A turnaround from 15 feet off front iron. And Slauson squeezes the rebound for Furman. They're pushing the tempo. Hien over to the corner. Foster a fake and a push-off. Offensive foul gives it back to High Point.
It's a really mature defensive play by John Michael Wright right there. It was a little late to get to the defender that was right in the corner, but immediately charged at him when he went to go drive baseline, set his feet in a good spot, able to draw the charge.
That's personal foul number 6 on Furman. I should say team foul number 6. Number 2 on Foster. But compared to just 2 in this first half on High Point, that might factor in later. And Randleman lost his balance, looking outside for Childress, throws it away.
Childress not in his typical corner right there, bounced out to the wing, which is another good spot of the floor where he likes to shoot from. A little miscommunication there.
Hunter wide open for the 3. It rattles off. There's Zach Austin for another rebound, his 4th for High Point. Nothing doing with Wright cutting there. Austin taking his defender to task and is fouled on his way up. Hien charged with the personal.
And it's another good take by Austin. You know, we mentioned this against Chowan on Saturday, Darren, that Austin's so good with his height and his length, and he shows it right there. He's got all the tools to be a great scorer for this team. He's a good shooter. He's able to drive as well, and you mentioned the rebounds already with 4 rebounds. And he's right there, right on the tin to go grab those rebounds as well. And now he's in for free throws.
It's his first to go. 13 points per game on the season, just his first season of action. Didn't play as a freshman. 82% free throw shooter on the season. Austin's second is true. That gets the Panthers into double figures and within 3. As John Michael Wright sits out for I would imagine a brief moment. Brock Williams, the freshman, in for the first time tonight.
Going with a small lineup here, obviously trying to get John Michael Wright and Zach Austin a little rest here. You can expect them to be out of the game, as like you said, very briefly.
Cut right by Williams. Pass got through, but the layup was not good.
Good job by Childress right there to stick with it on defense and also get in a good position to rebound. Had an open area in the paint to go grab that board.
Childress and Williams, freshman and sophomore. Another sophomore on the perimeter with them, Jaden House. Under 10 to shoot for High Point. House pulls up the three, it rolls through. That's his first make from deep. He was 3 of 4 on Saturday. Shooting 46% from three this season. And a foul on the other end goes against Brock Williams.
And with the lineup on the floor right now, Darren, you'd expect Jaden House to be that mature player that Tubby Smith raved about after Saturday's game and run the floor. Just watch the poise right there by House. Usually a guy that, like last season, we talked to Tubby Smith about this on Saturday, very reserved. He'd kick the basketball around, not afraid to go shoot in a tight window and score. And that's what you want out of a guy like House.
He's matched his career high 17 that he scored once as a freshman. He's already been there 3 times this year. Slauson wanted a jam, lost his handle. It's a great save by Conley Garrison down in the corner. Just 2 to shoot. Bothwell heaves, and it's off the backside of the rim. High Point a chance to take the lead for the first time tonight. House calls for a high screen. Holt slipped away, and Slauson knocked it away on the double team. Thought there might have been a foul call there, but instead it's out of bounds. Slauson had his heel on the line.
Mentioned this in the break a little bit, Darren. You know, Holt had to get called to provide the screen right there, a high screen. And that's something that Holt, as a young player, especially with Caden Sanchez out now, he's going to get some big minutes. So that's something on the offensive side that Holt needs to do a little better, setting the screens.
How about Brock Williams through the trees, nearly got it to fall, but no good. Williams just checked back in for Furman. He fires from 3, and it skips over the cylinder. Holt the rebound and the cross-court pass. House on the pump fake, dribbled into another double team. Now they go down to Holt on the block. Back to the basket, spun by his man, but an impressive block there by Slauson.
Really good block by Slauson. Holt with a great job on the spin move, completely fooled him, but Slauson with the reach, able to stuff him.
JP Pegues travels at the top of the key, and it's a turnover to give it back to High Point. Boy, Childress looked like he got one in the upper lip there, maybe an elbow.
Was calling for it with his elbow, but how about Bryson Childress right there, getting down to the gritty right there on the defensive side, something we normally don't see. Childress, that's twice now where he's played good defense in the paint.
Under 8.5 to play until halftime now. Brock Williams into the front court against Pegues. House looking down low, nothing there. Slauson's doing a great job off the ball against Holt. Childress heaves from 3, and Slauson with the box out and the rebound. Running the break too. Slauson, the no-look pass underneath, and Garrison banks it in.
You mentioned Slauson. He's doing it all right now. Did a nice job on the other end, cutting off Alex Holt before he could even get in position, and then running the floor after grabbing that rebound. And Conley Garrison, who's been sitting in that corner all game long, nobody picks him up on the baseline cut.
Jaden House again from the wing, double team. Drive into the lane. Foster had it knocked away. Zach Austin bounces it out toward the perimeter. Scrambling defensively is High Point. Now it's into Slauson with 1 on the shot clock. It's off the front side of the rim.
Good job by the High Point defense to stick with it. A little late to get to some shooters, but got it done.
Transition three is short, out of the hand of Zach Austin, and bounces out of bounds. So a quick one and done for the Panthers.
Starters back in now for High Point. You got to give credit to some of the reserves that came in for High Point. They held the fort. Brock Williams, Bryson Childress, getting it done on the defensive side. You got to give them some credit to give John Michael Wright and Zach Austin some rest, and now they're back in the game. Looking to pick up the offense a little bit. Been a slow offensive game to start.
High Point scoreless in the past 3.5 minutes or so. Slauson rockets a pass out to Garrison for three, and it rips the bottom of the net.
Garrison's been building his homes in both of these corners because he's been sitting in the corners all game long, and really nobody's picking him up. He's kind of getting neglected in both the corners, able to fire away with no one on him.
5 points for Conley Garrison as Furman leads by 5. Right with a little shake from the elbow, that mid-range game, that's his bread and butter.
First points of the night for JMW, and it comes from a little shake and bake and a step back right there. Again, offense really spread out on both sides. No one's really jumping off the score sheet. We'll see if John Michael Wright can take over.
Rejection by Zach Austin. Volleyballs it outside of the paint. Quick pass down into the corner. Bothwell's three, grabbed by Wright.
Energy back in the building now as Austin. 2 whacks at the basketball and a huge rejection on that first chance from Furman.
3 blocks per game for Zach Austin. There's Wright from distance.
The good defense on the inside, and they're doing something that they haven't done a lot against tough teams, is clean up the glass more efficiently here tonight.
Out to Foster on the wing, coming out of the timeout. Hean bounces back to Foster, sneaky hands, and Jaden House deflects it.
Once again, that's a big thing that High Point's really learned to do on the defensive side, the active hands. Another job by Jaden House on the inside. As there you see Bob Ritchie on your screen, still looking to figure things out for his offense.
Furman on the inbound, now just 10 to shoot. Hunter against Wright, pulls up from just inside the free throw line, and it shakes in. So Furman back on top, 20-18 is John Michael Wright across the timeline for High Point. Now 10 to shoot. House got the screen from Peterson. Nothing there on the roll. Has it knocked away. Right there to recover. Just 3 on the shot clock. Heaves it up from 3, and that one's in. John Michael Wright.
How about that one, Darren? First of all, that's great defense by Furman. You really can't do anything about that. That's just skill right there from John Michael Wright with the poise to go up and draw a little bit of contact as well from Conley Garrison to heave one home. What a shot.
Kick out to the corner. Bothwell short on the 3. Azunabor with the rebound for High Point. And Harris. That seems like the type of possession in a game like this, which is 1 possession so far in this one. High Point with its first lead ahead by 1. It could come down to a possession like that. John Michael Wright wasting a great defensive effort as Azunabor now trying to answer. Catch and shoot 3. Too strong out of the hand of Alex Hunter. And it goes back to the Panthers.
Furman has really struggled from deep here. They have the open looks, but they're just 2 of 12 right now, just not getting it done from beyond the arc. Kind of surprising.
Right again from the wing this time. It rattles off. Slauson the rebound for Furman. He's been all over the glass. 7 boards for him now. Trying to go from coast to coast, falling away from his defender. It's poked away and out of bounds as Bothwell put it off of John Michael Wright's foot.
Smart play right there by Bothwell. He was starting to lose his footing a little bit and really had nowhere to go except throw it off of JMW's foot. Great awareness right there.
So now a quick adjustment of the shot clock. It will go down to 18 for this possession. Quick correction, 19. Add a second. They'll split the difference, right? They had it at 20.
You get taught the basic math at certain points, but yeah, that'll definitely split it. But yeah, that's the right call by the officials to take a look at that instead of immediately resetting it to 20.
Out to Garrison Fires from three. That's his second make from beyond the arc, and it was just as pretty as the first.
Quick release there from Conley Garrison. Averages a tick over 10 points per game, and he's getting it done from deep right now. And he's got the team lead in scoring off the bench for the Paladins.
8 for him, as with High Point's John Michael Wright. Austin trying to go up against Garrison, falling away. House's 3. Off the mark, another rebound for Slauson, number 8 for him. And here he goes again, flying through the lane from one basket to another and rattles the rim.
Yeah, that was a mismatch right conference, and they're really playing very well at 4-2 to start the season.
Let's see what Tubby Smith draws up coming out of the timeout here for High Point. Randleman looking for Wright underneath, nothing there. 10 to shoot for the Panthers, and Wright fouled on the floor. That'll go against Alex Hunter. That's number 1 on him, number 8 on Furman as a team, so it sends Wright to the line for a 1-and-1.
Something that High Point really needed after those 2 circus threes by JMW. High Point just hasn't gotten any offense going right here.
77% on the season, flushes the first. Is a bit streaky. He's got some games where he gets to the free throw line a lot, and that's a big part of High Point's offense, but 90 points for High Point, 0 at the free throw line against Chowan on Saturday. From Wright specifically, that is.
Had a bit of an all-around game. He had the 15 points to go along with 8 assists and 8 rebounds, but yeah, that's another part of his bread and butter too, getting to the line.
Garrison navigates traffic, zips it out to the corner. Slauson, another rebound. Williams rejected. Austin there on his second block of the night. Good hands defensively, team wide for High Point. Wright driving from the wing. Tipped back by Bothwell, now double covered. Falling away, and it shakes in for John Michael Wright.
What an impressive shot there. Bothwell had his hand right in John Michael Wright's face. Didn't phase him. What a shot. He got all the way up there where that he needed to, able to knock it down.
25 all, right at a minute to play in the first half.
That's really eclipsed over 4.
On the inbound pass, as Unibor got a hand on it. Now Bothwell into the lane. Can't spin it in. And a big rebound for Manny there. Finds the outlet with Austin. He lost it stepping in, and it's another turnover for High Point. That's a tough break.
Tubby Smith not happy with that possession there. He wanted Austin to slow the play down.
Slauson back to the basket. Leaves it short of the rim. And a foul called there, late whistle, but it's against Azunabor. Hasn't had a foul since that first one way early in this first half.
Take a look at this one right here. Tubby Smith on the High Point bench and the fans wanted a walk. Manny nicks him right there on the wrist.
Well, Tubby Smith there, you just saw him walk off the left side of your screen, is hot. Not happy with that foul call as Slauson can't hit the first. Again, that's 2 on Azunabor, so Holt comes in his stead. Williams out for Pegues for Furman.
Smart substitution right there by Tubby Smith. Obviously, Azunabor, one of your starters. You don't want to have any risk of him getting to 3 fouls before the half.
Slauson good on the second. He's at 6 points, 4 of 5 from the stripe in this game. High Point with time for the last shot, looking to take the lead as they head into the locker room. Double team against Wright. Austin to Randleman, 1 to shoot. House, not even the most points for the Panthers in this arena. His head coach, Tubby Smith, 1,500 plus. First possession tipped away out of bounds. Jalen Slauson last with a hand on it. Orlando Tubby Smith there. for the Panthers from 1969 to 73. 1,589 career points. Sits at 9th all time for his alma mater, now his team in his 4th year at the helm. And there's Wright from mid-range, gets the shooter's roll. He's got 14.
And that's why he keeps moving up the list, Darren. That's a great take right there from John Michael Wright. His ability to get up above the defender on shots like that is just incredible. Another great shot from John Michael Wright.
Mike Bothwell gives to Jalen Slauson, shuffled his feet. Turnover for Slauson, who was really good in the first half. 6 points, 10 rebounds. That's turnover number 2 on the evening for him.
Yeah, that's a good early call by the officials right there. High Point wanted some travel calls late in the first half, didn't get them. Slauson definitely moving his feet there. Good call.
Comes out for the quick hedge. Not a true double team on JMW, who gets it right back at the wing. The step back off front of the rim. He was knocked down, and Slauson gets the board for Furman. They're going to now push the tempo down into the corner. Austin bid on the 3, back out. Bothwell's 3 rolls off, and Slauson looked to be the one that tipped it out. Azunabor saves it back underneath, and it's an easy banked-in shot by Marcus Foster.
Let's see what they have here. A great find by Alex Hunter on the inside quick pass.
And it's a flop warning against John Michael Wright. Quickly issued. Nice find underneath. Zach Austin banks it in off the Jaden House assist.
What a pass by House, and Austin, great cut. House, tight window to fit that pass, and Austin really had 2 guys surrounding him. Great job to corral it and go up and put one home.
Conley Garrison gets into the lane, out to Slauson, tries his hand at a 3. And now Rob Peterson running the break for High Point. No numbers there, they'll pull back the reins. Austin looking for Azunabor underneath. Gives up top, right, back underneath. Azunabor sneaks in at that baseline, puts it in off the glass.
You know, over the 2+ years that he's been here, his basketball smarts have gotten a lot better. Instead of going to the post right there, he just finds an open area to receive a pass from John Michael Wright. Had a little wiggle room on the baseline, able to find the 10.
Largest lead of the night at 3 for High Point. There's a pull-up jumper from beyond the arc, and it falls. What an answer from Alex Hunter.
Mentioned this during the half. That's a guy for Furman who needs to get hot if they want to come away with a victory right here. That's now 1 of 6 from deep for Alex Hunter. More of a passer than a scorer, but does a nice job with the sharp shooting skills right there.
5 points for Hunter as the Panthers look to answer. Tough pass to receive for Zach Austin. Goes back to Jaden House. Through the lane, banks it in with contact. Jaden House with a chance at 3 the hard way, and High Point again with the lead.
Watch Slauson right here. Slauson's just a little late to bounce off of Azunabor, who was trying to play in the post right there. House saw that window and ran right to it. And Slauson with a little whack from behind is going to get called for the foul. Another great take by House. A little shimmy through one defender and right through the middle that was open. And again, Furman late to defend in that paint.
Conley Garrison is charged with the personal, so despite Slauson sort of reaching over top there, it's the initial defender that is charged with the foul. That's the first on Garrison, as House looks to polish off the 3-point play and rips the bottom of the net.
Huge for High Point right there. Get out to now a 3-point lead, and they need a big stop here.
And a foul off the ball. Well, it's called against Zach Austin. Initial reaction was from Alex Holt, thinking that he was charged with it.
Nobody liked that call in there right now. Yeah. Interesting call by the officials.
Furman working through that high post, and Slauson now to Garrison. Mismatch here. Slauson backing down right into the lane. Bothwell Slapped on the head, banks it in for 2, no call.
And John Michael Wright was lucky not to get called for a foul there. Another good take, an aggressive play once again by Slauson.
Austin up top to Wright. Shed Slauson. Now down on the block, falling away. Wright can't get it to go, and it's a foul on Bothwell, it seems, on the box out.
How about Bothwell in this one, Darren? You know, he struggled a lot here in this one, and this was someone coming in who averages 18 points a game, one of their leading scorer coming into tonight. So, a bit of a strugglesome game from Bothwell, who has just 5 to go along with 3 boards and an assist.
Well, that was his second personal foul. Keeps the ball with High Point. Pull up 3 from the corner, and Austin is way off the mark off the top of the glass. Furman on the other end. We'll go to Slauson. Again against JMW. Gets a double team from Peterson. Out to Hunter for the 3. Same team, Peterson.
Bob Ritchie say that's his 3rd on Bothwell. That's his best player. And, you know, Bothwell hasn't been that kind of player here in this one with just 5 points. But that's going to be a big loss if he gets into foul trouble.
As you might expect, no Bothwell coming out of the timeout. Wright receives at the baseline. House. Tough man-to-man defense for each of these teams so far in this one. House tries the look from 3, and it ricochets off the backboard. Now down to Slauson. Out to Alex Hunter, and the 3 goes in. That's the second make from deep for Alex Hunter. He's up to 8 points on the night.
Waiting for someone to get hot is Furman and Alex Hunter. A couple of 3-pointers here in the second half. That game against USC Upstate had a good first half, scoring 20.
Wright trying to answer. Foster might have gotten a hand on it. The lob to Foster on the other end, and he banks it in. Has a great look ahead by Alex Hunter.
And a good play by Foster to just streak up the court. Tubby Smith wants time.
Main center. High Point scoreless in the last 2.5 minutes of action. Subbing in Bryant Randleman to run the offense. Following the timeout taken by their head coach, Tubby Smith.
7-0 run as well for Furman. You can't let the Paladins get hot, especially if High Point's going to go cold here. Got to lock up on defense.
Izunabor draws the foul. Can't hit, but he'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2 as it's charged to Garrett Heehan.
Post play has been something for High Point that we really haven't seen much of. You know, you see the bigs up top setting some screens and the pick and rolls, and also Izunabor and Alex Holt have done some nice jobs getting into open areas for John Michael Wright and Jaden House to find some tight windows in to score. So Izunabor going into the post right there, draw some contact, and he'll have free throws.
Heehan averages about 27 minutes a game. He's only gotten into 8 minutes tonight because that's foul number 3 for him. As Izunabor's first sticks to the front of the rim and bounces off, no good.
Another look at this one. Heehan he collapses the hands down a little bit, and that's a clear foul all day.
Second off back iron, so 0 for 2 in the trip. Free throws number 3 and 4 on the season for Manny. He's 1 for 4 in those. Heehan remains in the game with those 3 personal fouls for Furman. Hunter into the corner. Conley Garrison was going for bank shot on the 3. It's no good. Zach Austin with another rebound for High Point. He's got 6.
Good defense by High Point up top there, not allowing Heehan to find the basketball, who was wide open in the paint.
Austin, plenty of time on the 3-point shot attempt, and it's in.
And they needed that right there. A perfect shot from Zach Austin. A good ball movement. Randleman, normally a facilitator, dishes it off to the wing, and Austin wide open is going to take that shot all day.
That's his second make from downtown. He's the second player into double figures. 10 for Zach Austin. Jab step from Hunter, the hesitation. And a foul called against John Michael Wright, who was in the restricted area. It's going to be a couple of free throws upcoming for Alex Hunter, the 5th-year senior.
And Randleman just gave him the entire baseline to work with as Hunter hits the free throw line. Just 2 of 2 from there this season.
It's his 3rd of the year to shake through. Alex Williams will exit as Marcus Foster comes back in for Furman. Two for 2 in the trip for Hunter, and it's now a 3-point lead.
Let's see what Randleman tries to do here. If he goes to facilitator or just give the basketball up, which he picks up his dribble right here. Got to keep the ball on the floor.
Nobody came to save him, and miscue on the pass to the baseline sails out of bounds. So it looked like it was going to be a turnover for High Point. Then it looked like they might have saved themselves from that.
Yeah, Randleman just picked his dribble up. Not a smart play right there. And then Azunabar with another miscommunication. A couple of miscommunications in this one on the High Point side.
Furman swings around. Slauson against Austin. Back end down onto the block. Puts it in softly off the front of the rim.
And it's too easy for Slauson right there. If he gets that part of his game to really get into a groove, he's going to do that all night long. Hasn't been much of a post player here tonight, but finds a way inside.
8 points for Slauson now. Randleman given space, drops in the mid-range.
And that's what you want to see from Bryant Randleman. An aggressive take by Randleman. No need to drive right there when the lane is clogged with Furman players. Just shoot the basketball if you have that lane. A great take.
A clean takeaway for Azunabar, and High Point now within 3 and possession of the basketball. A handoff to Wright. Cutting right, catches, goes under and banks it in. Top of the window for John Michael Wright.
Oh, how about that, DV? JMW going up with that with the left hand all the way down. A tough shot right there. Probably had some time to go straight up with it, but why not put some flair on it?
16 for Wright as there's a foul on the other side. That's a hard foul. Either way, both players hit the deck. Tubby Smith said he pushed off. But John Michael Wright cooking with 16 points and High Point within 1. Back with you from the Quabain Center at High Point University. This presentation of college basketball on ESPN Plus. We've got a tight one, a mid-major clash between the Furman Paladins and the hosting Panthers of High Point University. And out of the break, it'll be free throws for Marcus Foster. Following the foul charged to Zach Austin, number 2 for him. Boy, Harris, Tubby Smith was heated going into that break, arguing that Foster pushed off. First of 2 is off the side. Foster's first free throws of the evening. He's now 5 of 8 on the season, not here often. Second rattles out. Azunabar squeezes it for High Point.
Tubby Smith told his players out of the huddle to box out, and they sure did. Big rebound right there.
Wright receives a handoff. Now House. Azunabar was there to set a screen. Handoff to House. Just 5 to shoot for High Point. Over to Randleman. Rare three-point attempt for him. It rolls out. Tipped away by Azunabar. Or was it? Last touched by Slauson. It'll stay with High Point.
House lost the handle a little bit right there, but good ball movement to find Randleman wide open with the shot clock expiring. And let's see what Tubby Smith runs here out of the inbound play.
New shot clock, at least it started at 20 for the Panthers. Randleman a hand. Hedge on Wright. He'll fire for 3. Off front side, Randleman saves it. And the offensive rebound goes to High Point.
Another chance here on this possession here, and it's Randleman getting a long rebound.
Down to 5 to shoot. Wright eyes the shot clock. Leans in from the free throw line, puts it off back iron. As Zunabor tried to tap it out, Foster ends up with it. And now transition for Furman. Foster's double teamed. And a foul goes against Bryant Randleman. Well, Foster was looking for it on the double team. He finally got it.
Yeah, it looked like he got tied up there. But again, you look at those second chance plays for High Point, and they're just unable to get to the inside. Trying to hand off the basketball on the perimeter, and then John Michael Wright puts up a tough forced shot right there, and that's a good stop by Furman.
The lob for Slauson tried, and it's picked away. Randleman with the steal. Randleman goes to House against Bothwell. The lob to the block, Austin. Tough baseline jumper, and it rips the bottom of the net.
Good poise in the post right there by Austin. Got behind Alex Hunter. Good height mismatch, too, in favor of Austin. Good find by Randleman and a good shot.
Randleman and Austin switch there. So it's Randleman on Foster, and he bumps him, slapped him on the arm as he went up for the shot. Foster with a chance at a three-point play.
And that's just simply a good play by Marcus Foster right there. Randleman got faked out on the jump, came down, hit him. Good call by the officials right there, and simply, again, a good skillful play by Foster.
Foster 0 for 2 from the stripe, as he was there just a moment ago. Hits to complete the three-point play, and it's Furman's lead by 2. Peterson back in for High Point as Randleman checks out.
Starters back on the floor here for High Point. Not much rotation here out of Tubby Smith, and you can't blame him. You need your best guys out there on the floor, and the only guy really subbing in at this point is Randleman.
Zunabor on the pick and roll, plenty of time and space, and buries it from short range.
Well, it took him a little while to realize that he was wide open, and good job right there by Manny to take the space and put up the shot, the mid-range game, playing for Zunabor.
Slauson backing down right, down on the block. It's tipped away by Peterson. Bothwell skies for the rebound, and it's swatted away. Austin's 4th block of the evening. Wright through the lane, and he is rejected from behind. Tried to go up with Jalen Slauson.
I think we're going to get a technical foul here.
There is some sort of ruling. A technical foul is assessed.
Slauson's going to get a T right here for what he did after this play. It's a thunderous block. Are they awarding T's on both sides here?
Definitely one on Slauson, I heard, was the direction. And an Emmanuel Zunabor called for the technical as well. You saw him on the tail end of that action off the ball. He was the one that really came to John Michael Wright's defense, the two high school teammates at Fayetteville Academy, so they'll offset.
Second technical of the season on Zunabor. Just trying to stick up for his teammates. Don't blame him there.
House in the lane. Just one dribble. Wright gives it right back. Head fake. Off balance, the 15-footer. Rebounded by Austin. Another chance for High Point here.
Once again, the length coming into play. Just able to pin that ball to the glass and control it.
Wright. A step into the lane. Nobody there to help him. Down to the block, and Peterson smacked on the arm. Slauson was chasing the block and instead commits another personal foul. That's number 2 on him. And Peterson goes to the free throw line.
Big free throws coming here for Peterson, and why does he get fouled? It's because he's in a position to score the basketball. Normally staying out on the perimeter, but John Michael Wright trying to facilitate to the inside with the Zunibar on the other side of the paint. Peterson needed to play in that post, did a nice job to draw the contact.
Peterson 0 for 2 from the line tonight, make it 1 for 3. Foster back in. He'll grab Garrett Hean for Furman. Meanwhile, Bryant Randleman's going to give JMW a breather for High Point.
Another big free throw here for Peterson. You'd love to get an offensive rebound off a miss.
It rolls off. And Furman now into the front court. Quiet half so far for Conley. Garrison gives over to Foster. The fake. Got his Zunibar up into the air and an easy bank in as a result.
Foster's now got the team lead with 11 points, and he's quietly pulled ahead. He's had a great second half here.
5 of 7 from the field is Alex Foster. Furman back into his zone. They're going to test Bryant Randleman, it seems, running the point. Giving him room to shoot. A cross up against Slauson. Out to Peterson, 3 on the shot clock. Is Zunibar, the follow, and taps it in.
Needed that second chance point right there. Good job by Zunibar to clean up the glass. Again, Peterson trying to facilitate in the paint. Couldn't get one to roll, but a nice job by Randleman to stay poised. You mentioned it, Furman going to that zone defense, testing Randleman. Did a nice job staying poised.
Out of the corner, Foster stopped baseline. Trying on the block against Peterson. Austin swiped from behind, couldn't get it. Is Zunibar the block that time? It's knocked away. High Point basketball.
High Point getting some good defensive stops and forcing Furman to force up some shots. And honestly, same thing on the Paladin side.
John Michael Wright leads all scorers with 16. Gives to Peterson. Now Zach Austin. Handoff and a screen from Peterson. Wright lost his handle as Zunibar saves it, but can Peterson catch up? It's a backcourt.
Defense was tight there from Furman. They went back to the man defense right there. Were able to force a turnover. A couple stumbles right there, and Zunibar falling to the floor. And another turnover for High Point.
Ninth turnover for the Panthers this evening. Slauson out of the high post, hits Bothwell, and his shot rejected. Bryant Randleman with the clean block.
Randleman down low on the baseline, coming up big right at the glass. That's a huge block, especially replacing Austin on that low side.
And he drives on Garrison and banks it in for 2. Bryant Randleman makes it a 3-point lead for High Point.
And that's his game right there when he's got the ball in his hands. He's been so much better this season at facilitating and driving to the lane. A good take right there by Randleman, pops up from the low block, giving High Point a 3-point lead.
He's got 6 on 3 of 4 shooting. Here's Mike Bothwell, just 5 points on 2 of 12. Slauson against Peterson, double teamed. Out to Garrison, wraparound pass. And Foster goes up over Austin, good contest, and it forces a miss.
Great defense twice with Furman driving into the paint. First on Slauson, tried to fake out Peterson, wasn't doing it. And then the second play, that wraparound pass, and Austin playing some good defense down low.
Randleman again initiates the offense for High Point, and it's tipped away by Bothwell. Bounce down low. Austin up and under, somehow angles it in off the glass.
Second time Austin's done that, a great skillful play, but watch that play there and he gets lost in the post play. Bounces behind the defender, he's got 14 now, 2-possession game. Big shot for the Panthers.
Crowd getting into it at the Quabain Center. Slauson nearly lost his handle, out to Hunter, the catch and fire 3. cannot fall. Tipped away, and Garrison with the offensive rebound. Hunter again, second chance. Too long again. And a foul on the box out against Foster. It'll go back to High Point.
Hunter trying to be a spot shooter right there. Couldn't get it to fall, and he has heated up here in the second half, but it hasn't been enough. 2 of 10 from beyond the arc, and Furman continues to struggle from deep. They're 5 of 22, and they're just not getting anything done. And Tubby Smith's team able to lock down the perimeter and also doing a nice job here late in the second half, locking down the paint as well. Another big stop and more free throws coming.
It's team foul number 7 for Furman. That's Foster's third as he takes a seat. Garrett Heehan checks back in, and Rob Peterson the third to the free throw line, 1 for 4 tonight. Grazes the front of the rim. Whistle blown as if it's an air ball. I don't know that it makes that much of a difference, but automatic possession goes to Furman.
Yeah, hard play right there, especially for the officials to call, especially when you don't really hear a firm shot off the rim. Tough call.
High Point, largest lead of the night at 5. Bothwell out, and another three-pointer attempted by Hunter. It drops in.
They needed that from Alex Hunter. Up to 13 now for the team lead. That's a big shot. You'd love for Hunter to get his confidence up, being a spot shooter here in the second half. That play is going to come big here in these final minutes.
That was his third make on 11 attempts from deep. They keep going to him. It's for good reason. High Point by 2. 5 to shoot. Randleman, the turnaround from 10 feet.
Randleman getting the trust here out of Tubby Smith, able to drive into the paint, make something happen on the offensive side.
And Rothwell.
Being a good program here with Furman. You mentioned the consistency on the offensive side. Hasn't been so consistent here tonight.
Bryant Randleman double clutch in midair, and it's knocked away out of bounds.
You look at the end factor here, Darren. What it's coming down to is just consistency on both sides of the basketball. Furman just 1 of 7 in the last 7 minutes. High Point 4 of 5 in the last 5. And it's the Panthers getting the crucial defensive stops here rather than the Paladins.
Bryant Randleman to Zach Austin underneath. Is Zunabor bumped by Slauson. Foul number 3 on him. And Emmanuel Izunabor to the free throw line to shoot 2.
So a couple of the top players in foul trouble right there as Slauson just comes down. Looked like he got all ball right there, but the body a little bit gets called for the foul. 3 on Slauson, 4 on Mike Bothwell, who has just 5 points tonight, but he is their leading scorer overall this season at 18 points a game. So interesting to see how Bob Ritchie handles these final minutes.
First sails through for Izunabor. And Peterson back in. He'll grab Jaden House and give a breather. And now Izunabor is being told that he can't shoot. He's got maybe a tiny laceration, it looks like. Doesn't look to be too much of a problem, according to Tubby Smith.
I don't think Manny even knows where the laceration is either. Maybe hiding behind his hair.
Team's athletic trainer there, Joshua Garuso, all over it. They're trying to get it to a point where it's amenable to the officials. Bill Covington Jr., Mark Schnurr, Tim Comer, 3 officials for tonight's contest.
Let me tell you something. They have had a great game to officiate here tonight. And you got to give credit to the officials. They've made some really good calls and have stayed poised through this close, tight physical contest.
Izunabor the miss, Slauson the 13th rebound of the night for him. Conley Garrison's 3 rattles through. That brings it within 2 for the Paladins.
A must make right there. A heave, really a prayer from Garrison. That's his first make of the half.
Yeah, he was the team's leading scorer through the first 20 minutes. 8 points on 3 of 4 shooting. Been really quiet in the second half. Wright with 6 to shoot. Nowhere to go. Long two heaved up. It skips over the cylinder. Rebound goes down to Furman. Garrison leading the break. Slauson can't handle it.
Huge turnover right there. John Michael Wright, you see on your screen. Little limp to his step, but he's going to stay in the basketball game as House comes in for Peterson. That's a costly turnover right there. Furman moving in transition, something we haven't really seen from them. They like to set up the offense and try and find a quality shot. Points in transition, not so much their game, and Slauson just completely missed the pass.
Not a lot of fast break points either way for this one. Furman 6, High Point just 3. Manny Azunabor. A handoff to Austin. They swing it right side.
Having the bigs up top is forcing John Michael Wright and Jaden House in the post right here.
Right, lobs underneath, and Azunabor, great hesitation, hammers it down.
And I just mentioned it, Azunabor playing up high. A good job by Azunabor to move back down into the paint, be that presence in the paint, the only white jersey in the paint right there, and nobody picks him up. A great find by JMW, and puts it down with thunder, does Azunabor.
And straight up, he thought, against Slauson, commits the personal foul.
Let's take a look at this. First, a dunk by Azunabor. Great job there by shedding the defender. He had all day, but a quick cut in by the defender. Great patience by Azunabor on that jam. Foul right there, man. He did look like he was a bit straight up, but again, body contact. And the officials are going to call that, especially in a tight contest.
It's a tough one for the Panthers. It's number 4 on Azunabor, as Slauson hits the first of 2 free throws. Second rolls off. It's within a possession for Furman. Randleman driving and commits the offensive foul. Austin was going to be there for the follow.
Oh my, Tubby Smith, the High Point bench, and the fans not happy there, as you see on your screen. Getting warnings from the officials right here.
Well, that's a warning to the bench for Tubby Smith and the High Point coaching staff. Tell you what, that's a handful of calls, Harris. Smith has not liked it all.
I got to tell you right there, that's a soft call, especially this late in the basketball game. Yes, Slauson did set his feet right there, but there's no big contact right there. He's not going down to the ground. It wasn't a forceful foul on Randleman, if anything, and late in the contest right there, that's a tough call on High Point.
It's the third, as you see, against Randleman. Garrison bounces. Slauson lost his footing momentarily. Dumps underneath. Bothwell has it rejected. High Point basketball. Randleman pushing the momentum. Austin squeezes. And they'll slow things down. Under a minute to play. High Point by 3.
Bothwell got away with a push right there, but nonetheless, big stop for the Panthers. Huge possession here. Let's see who they give the basketball to.
Randleman out to right. Got his man on the pump fake. One dribble, a step back, and the 3's offline.
Make it just one field goal.
No pressure from High Point. Jaden House meets Bothwell in the backcourt. Out to Hunter. Slauson. Hunter at the midcourt logo. Crosses up Peterson and gets the layup to back iron. A chance for Furman here. Foster hands to Slauson. Bothwell lays it in for 2. That ties the game at 59. And Tubby Smith will take his final timeout with just a half second on the clock.
And Mike Bothwell, someone who has been quiet all game long. The team's leading scorer had just 5 going into that possession and found himself in an open area, nobody defending the paint. Good job by High Point trying to defend the 3, but obviously you're going to take that wide open 2. Watch this right here, Bothwell. And it's a height mismatch. He's got a little bit more speed than Zach Austin, and he's able to use it and get around and put in that layup. A huge shot by Bothwell.
Not a bad effort by Austin, knowing that you could not afford to foul in that scenario. As they adjust the clock, 0.6. Just over a half second, time enough for High Point to get a last second try up at their basket.
They're putting Bryson Childress in the game, known for his quick catch and shoot release. Smart right here or excuse me, maybe not. Childress came up, thought he was gonna come in the basketball game, but not so fast.
The 5 for High Point, Randleman, Peterson, Wright, House, and then Zach Austin all the way on the other side of the floor. Peterson will throw it in. Heaves it up for Austin.